Hey guys, it's PB. So, any of you who watched my social media over the weekend will see that I had a bit of a disaster while I was filming for this Life of a Jobbing Plumber series. And I wasn't going to share it because it's really embarrassing, but then I thought, no, we're all human, we all make mistakes, so I'll show everybody, we can all have a good laugh, and then I can do this video and hopefully teach some of the apprentices or people just starting out in the plumbing game that sometimes it will go wrong, and it can go wrong, but you just got to push through it and do your best. So when you're a plumber, any trade, electrician, whatever, chippy, you'll have days where the job will beat you down, and it will be either a problem you just can't get your head round, or something some idiot's done in the past that has then scuppered you up. Like once I went to do a job, every single tap connector that the guy had fitted on the toilet, on the wash and basin, in the ensuite, he'd put silicone inside the tap connector, and he'd also put silicone in all the speed fit fittings, which made it a right game to do anything with. And I had to explain to the customer, look, I'm having right trouble here, it's taking me ages because I'm having to clean dried silicone off all these fittings before I can do anything. And another one I went to, this is the first job I can remember that really upset me. It was a Protherm 80E. I needed to put a new plate heat exchanger on it. I was on my own, I couldn't park outside, it was a block of flats, top floor flat, couldn't park outside, I had to walk about 5 minutes to my van to get stuff, and I could not get this plate heat exchanger to stop weeping. Drained it down, fitted it, filled it back up, weeping. Drained it down, had a look at it, new washers, whatever, filled it back up, weeping. All day, I was there all day. I started about 9:30 in the morning and I finished at 6. And it was really depressing. No money that day, but you just got to put it down to experience. And then there'll be other jobs, like this was a good example. So I go to a job, radiator's not working in the bedroom. Okay, was it working? Has it just stopped working? Yeah, it was working fine, just stopped working. So you do what would you normally do? You balance the system. You turn every other radiator off apart from that one to force the heat to it. Still nothing. So I drain it down, take the valves off. Valve's got to be blocked. TRV's knackered. No, fine. Take the floorboards up in the bedroom, but of course it's a double bed in a tiny bedroom, so I've got to lift the bed up. The wardrobes are full, the chest of drawers has got God knows what in it, can't move it. So you move it back, you roll the carpet back, it's chipboard, fuck's sake. You take the chipboard up, you find the pipes, can't see anything wrong. So I'm on this job all day and I'm just scratching my head thinking, why ain't it working? So I go back to the landing, take the landing floor up, and I find that both the pipes to this radiator have been taken off the flow. So of course it's not going to work, it's not going to circulate. So how she said it was, she told me it was working. Now I can't say she's a liar, I can't say I don't believe you, I have to go on what the customer says because they're living in the house. But that radiator never worked, I don't care what anyone says. So I had to change the pipe work and then it was fine. So jobs like that, you just think, what am I doing? I'm going to sell all my tools, sell my van, I'm going to go and work in Tesco's. But you don't, it's all character building, you learn from it. So you just got to push through. Now, I had this on a job, so I'm filming for Life of a Jobbing Plumber. I've got it all set up and I'm just showing off that new Milwaukee pipe slice. Now, I'd been to this job the week before and I'd put a new stop tap in and I'd left the water off because it's an empty property, the tenants were moving in that afternoon. So I go there and I'm doing other bits and I start to do this and I'm filming it. And yeah, I've turned the water off, but I've only turned it off at the stop tap, I've not turned it off outside. So of course, then I'm cutting it, and stupidly I cut it the main side of the new stop tap, so water pisses everywhere. So have a watch of this video, hopefully you'll find it funny, and then we'll watch it again, the extended version, and then I'll talk through what I did wrong and what I did to fix it. Almost forgot, I wanted to show you this. If you've not seen one of these, this is a Milwaukee, it's basically a cordless pipe slice. So you flick this switch, it resets, and then your pipe just pushes in there like that into the gap, and you don't have to do anything, you just push 15 in, then you can push a 22 in, then you can push a 15 in, and then a 28, whatever you're using, it will just go straight in, and then flick that back, spins around, cuts the pipe, pull it out, and reset it. Yeah, it's awesome, really good. Okay, so that's what happened. Hopefully you had a good laugh, but now I'm going to show you it again, and I'm just going to talk over it and tell you what I did, what you would do in that situation, and the most important thing is just to not panic. Just remember, you know what you're doing, you're trained at the job, these things do happen, and yeah, this is what I did to sort it out. Okay, so when I cut through this pipe and the water pisses out, it gets me by surprise, and it takes me a couple of 3 seconds to work out what's actually happened. So the first thing I do is move all the stuff that I don't want to get damaged by the water. Check I've got my van keys and I'm out to the van. Now what is running through my head now is get to my van, get the stop tap key, find the stop tap in the street and turn it off. The reason I need to do that is because on this job, the reason I'm putting this shore stop in is because the original stop tap is seized up, you can't turn it. So I would have had to get my grips on there, get behind the water meter, get behind all the waste pipes and try and get some leverage on it to try and shut it, and I would have got absolutely drenched. The other option would have been to have had a speed fit cap or some kind of cap end in my kit and around to cap it off, but I didn't have anything. So the important thing is not to panic though. So I've not looked for a bucket, I've not looked for towels, I've literally gone to the main source of turning the water off. Now luckily for me, it was easily accessible. It weren't a shared one. It weren't buried under anything, under a hedge. And I found it straight away. Took the cap off, and it was clear. It wasn't full of soil. It wasn't snapped off outside. I managed to turn it off. If I'd have gone out there and I couldn't find it, or it was broken, or it was full of soil, then I would have had to come back in, probably armed with a few towels, laid some towels down on the floor, and then try to cap it off. And then once it was capped off, then you got a bit of time, clear up and sort it out. So by now in this video I've got the water turned off in the street, so then I've gone to the van to get the wet vac. Now luckily for me it's an empty property, but someone could have been in, there could have been stuff there. Basically you're trying to limit the amount of damage in this scenario, so get the water off as quick as you can, don't panic, and yeah, try and keep a cool head. So I'm on my way in now with the wet vac. Basically what I've got to do is just get this water up as quick as I can really. One, to limit the damage, but two, because obviously I've got other jobs booked in I need to get to. 3.5 wet vacs full I got up off the floor and out the cupboard, so that's about 70 litres of water that managed to come through. There was no lasting damage. Once I got this water up with the wet vac, it's just a case of going around with a few towels. There I am again thinking, what the bloody hell have I just done? But happens to all of us. I wasn't concentrating, my mind weren't on the job, head's in the shed. But yeah, these things happen. Don't let them get you down. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully you found this video useful. It just goes to show we're all human. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not the best plumber or gas engineer out there, and I don't want to be. I just love my job. So I don't mind showing you this. You can have a laugh at me, tell me I'm an idiot, but hopefully some of you will have learned something from this video. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and check out my other videos.